It's go time! Who's fighting tonight? Lewis fight? UFC? Oh, Derek Lewis. Okay. About it. Just got back from church. About to go make my carb meal. Got some more groceries today. Dude. Oh, man. You guys should have seen this. These two military guys. These two guys were wearing their military uniforms and masks. This one guy was like 6'8" or something. This guy was a freaking destroyer, dude. This guy was a freaking destroyer. And, you know, parked right next to my mom's truck, so I keep saying they need to get some bigger boys. I think they got them. I think they got them, dude. I think because they followed me and my mom out, dude. They followed me and my mom out, parked right next. Yo, this guy. And then the other guy was like a little black guy. But I'm sure I wouldn't want to mess with that guy either. That might have been, dude, that was like Vegeta and Nappa. That was like Vegeta and Nappa. That little black guy probably is like a black belt in crazy martial arts. And but dude, that guy was huge. Literally wearing their military uniforms. And, you know, right behind me and my mom. My mom's kind of like taking a long time behind this line of people. I'm like, okay, let's go. No, dude. This guy was like military, passing PTs. This guy was like 280, 6'8". Oh my gosh, dude. Following me and my mom out. I was tempted to be like, Tune Hood or something, but nope. These moggers think they can just sloth across the road. Yeah, dude. Mass was mogged. Absolutely mogged. Yeah, so it's not really formal attire to this mass here, but bro. I mean, maybe I could run away from that guy, dude. Maybe, I mean, he's so tall that I could, like, throw straight right to his balls, dude. Straight right, punch him in the dick. But, yeah. They got some big boys, man. They got some bigger boys, dog. Alright, I'll show you guys what my meals are looking like lately. Yeah, never violent. I mean, they didn't do anything to me, but I feel like the fact that they parked right next to me and that they followed us out, I'm pretty sure that was for me, dude. And then speaking of Greek Orthodox, yeah, I got the vibe that the two guys in front of me were Orthodox. Everybody goes like this when we say the Lord's Prayer. They were going like this. They were like completely in sync with everything they did, dude. They had this like KGB kind of a vibe. So another glowing mass. Just another glowing mass, bro. Okay, so these bananas are starting to get a little bit gnarly. So yeah, this has basically been my first meal of the day. Every day since I started this rice diet challenge. So we get a banana. And I'm almost out of protein. Maybe about half a scoop. What type of military, army, marine, moggers? I don't know. They just had like camo uniforms. They had matching camo. I guess if I had to guess, I would say Army. I think if I guessed, I'd say Army. Maybe Marines? I don't know, dude, but that's the biggest guy I've seen since I've been in town. That's the biggest boy. I mean, that's the tallest one. I saw a guy who was maybe like 6'4", and then he's got that big doorman look. But yo, this guy was 6'8", like 280 pounds, bro. It's literally like the joke where there's like, we must train to defend the United States from Reform Stoic, and this guy was like comically huge, bro. It's like, okay, dude, you win, man. You win, bro. I could maybe beat up one of my alcoholic friends who's like 175, but yeah, dude, when it's that point, it's like, okay. I'm just a fucking internet comedian, dude. You know when like old ladies like say they do Tai Bo to stay in shape? That's like me hitting the bag, dude. We gotta defend the church from the radical reform stoic, man. Yeah, so I mash up the banana into the scoop of protein powder, and it turns into that. And then I open up a can of peaches. Man, they don't want this smoke. And then as if that guy's not enough, there's two of them. And then they got this little black dude who I'm sure he could kick my ass too, dude. It's like, oh man, you know, just in case the 6'8", 285-pound monster can't handle me. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dude. Yeah, that's what that does. If you're trying to have lucid dreams or vivid dreams. When I was in Dragon Rouge, they told you to set an alarm to wake you up in the middle of the night, like multiple times, to like do that on purpose, so you could try to have vivid dreams. I had a dream I was in a mansion. And I was throwing a party there, and like the people were starting to get out of hand. I was like, all right, it's time for everybody to get out of my mansion. And then there was like all these kids that turned into werewolves. So I was getting like attacked by kids who turned into werewolves. And then I went into some random room in the mansion, and there was like a zombie kid in the bed. What's the deal with all these zombie kids? So I kind of wish the banana texture was a little bit different. I have to like eat it with a spoon because it's like slop. It'd be nice if it was a little bit thicker. But this is actually pretty dang good. I feel good after I eat this. And I got more fruit now. So my first two meals are going to be fruit today. We got to vlog it. All right, gang, we're still day 4 over here. And y'all remember this meal? Here we go. First meal of the day. See y'all for the next one. Name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Bless the Lord for these thy gifts, which I'm about to receive Christ's bounty. Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, so we got the peach juice. Drink that down. Glugging it. Ah. I ran out of boron last night, guys. Rip boron. I got my turmeric supplement in the mail today, though. Yo, my legs are actually sore. Let's go. Yo, I took a couple of scoops of sugar before my workout yesterday, and it actually worked. Because when you're doing a high carb diet, it's not really optimal for fasting. I don't eat my first meal until after my workout, but yesterday I was busy and I couldn't work out till like 6. So I was starting to feel kind of weak and hungry. So I was like, all right, let's just like take a couple of tablespoons of sugar, wash it down with some water, and then wait 20 minutes and see if I feel energized for my workout. And I did, dude. Had a good leg workout. Basically, I got to do lunges. If I do like 3 sets of weighted lunges after my squats, then my quads will be sore. The lunges make it happen. Yeah, I got my weighted 20-pound weighted vest and then my 230s. And that's, my heaviest set of squats. And then I also wear the weighted vest, carry some weights for the lunges. I can make it happen. I got enough weight to get sore. Carbon it. Never starving it. Harping it. Getting some good reps with it. Man, when I get back in the gym, I am just going to take it slow. No rush with the weights. There we go. Yeah, that's good for 4 sets of 12. Footy goody. Ooh. Yeah, deadlifts, man. My knee has a little bit of pain today. That was the biggest injury. That's the biggest injury I ever got, dude. Like, it basically seems like I'm going to have this kind of knee pain, like, forever because of one day of deadlifts. I know a lot of people who hurt themselves doing deadlifts. Well, I think I recognize one of my old friends at church. Try to hit him up on Facebook. Would be kind of nice to give somebody my side of the story on things, man. Would be nice to find at least one freaking person here who I could get some common ground with. Private apartment, let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. You still gonna be in Canada somewhere? Reggie Dougie. Mmm. Legitty. Legitty. I'm not really in a rush to make friends, but if somebody is friendly with me, I'll make sure to not be like weird. Oh man, it's crazy how just kind of uncomfortable church is, man. Oh, I always have to snap out of it. I have to just try to like transition, get over the big 7 foot tall, glowy military people following me to the car, and you want church to be a relaxing place, man. Yeah? What program do you use? Yeah, it's probably worth a shot. I'm trying to think. I'll see if I have my projects somewhere. Like, maybe I can just send you one of the songs I already put out, and then just kind of hear how you would mix it. Yeah, I know a guy who made really top quality stuff with Fruity Loops. The Neighborhood, The Weeknd made all his early albums in. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm just throwing the tracks over like the WAV file. Ideally, I'd have the beat all tracked out, and then you mix the vocals in with that. That's how you get like the really good mix. But it's worth a shot. This guy might not use his Facebook anymore. Which is legit. Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for martial arts gyms. That would be cool. Yeah, basically just for it to sound good. Basically just for it to sound good. Make sure that the vocals are loud enough and nothing really in particular. There's probably some things I'm not thinking about when I'm doing mine. I always kind of do mine in a rush. So just the fact that, you know, maybe somebody's taking a little bit more time, that could probably help matters. I'm about to rip all of these freestyles I've done and put that together in a mixtape. But I don't even really know how much can be done on that. You know, that's just, that's all going to be in one track. Because I'm just taking the audio from the videos, so that's going to be pretty rough, but... Here's a guy named Douglas. Let's go. Man, what do I want to do tonight? Yeah, I got an awkward amount of time left, man. I'm looking forward to getting out of here. You know, I'm being pretty vague about when I'm leaving, but I think people are starting to kind of get the idea that it's coming up relatively soon. LMAFO, dude! LMAO at your freaking life, dude! Just LMAO at your life, bro! Gee, I wonder what's coming. I wonder what's coming here. And here we go. I'm laughing at your face, dude. LMOing at your life, dude. At least I got a career in hair, dude. Dang, man, my hair? What's wrong with my hair, dude? You're saying something that nobody's ever said to me before, dude. What could possibly be wrong with my hair, man? It's another helicopter pilot. I look like someone who's had nothing work in my life, really. That's a very particular kind of a look. So you can just look at somebody and be like, oh, that looks like somebody who, regrets their life. I mean, I think I look like a guy with a mustache, dude. That's what I think I look like. I think I look like a distinguished man with a mustache. I was risen hard in that video last night, man. You upset? I'll bet you heard that 25-minute freestyle and somebody's upset. Dude, some of the swag I had and... Yo, some of those freestyles were lit yesterday. I was risen, man. I was risen. I was like doing stuff with my hands and rapping and mustaching. How, man, I can't believe you said really 3 times, dude. You look like a really, really, really disgruntled man. I mean, if it was 1 really, or 2 reallys, but 3 reallys, dude, you're really, really, really disgruntled. My perspective is that I'm a guy chilling on his couch with a mustache, talking to my boys. Last 2 days, I did 2 drum covers, baby. 2 days, 2 drum covers. I'm gonna try to, like, do a drum cover every day until I leave. Every day that I play drums, I want to do a drum cover. We gonna release a fire mixtape, all my freestyles. This YouTube channel is literally all you have, dude. Well, what do you have? Oh yeah, you said it. You have hair and a career. Most people have that. Oh, dude, your display picture says it all, bro. Look at your display picture, dude. Well, it's established that you're not the good guy. A lot of people from Kodiak are trying to play like, you know, they're the innocent victim, and I'm a horrible person. But you're telling me to kill myself, so it's established that you're a piece of shit. That much we know. Like, you're a piece of shit, and you have hair, and you have a career. Well, everybody has hair, and everybody has a career. So basically, you're just some average dude who's completely toxic and tells people to kill themselves. So you're some bitter average Joe who's probably a narcissist. Cool, dude. I'm sorry that my channel upsets you so much, brah. I'm just risen. I'm just risen, baby. Narc Average Joe. You just got dunked on, bro. Hey, let me tell you something. Shake and bake. Did you like that? Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. 2 words. Shake and bake. Swish. You know, we're living in a time where a lot of people don't have much, so yeah, this channel is one of the only things I have, and I'm happy with that, dude. My AI SpongeBob episode is going to come up soon. Y'all want to see my AI SpongeBob episode? We're almost to Crackle City, so I'll probably have to do it on my phone. Well, that's a big-ass crow. Whoa! I just watched a crow take a shit on my heavy bag. Dude! Dude, I just watched a crow land on this little perch and take a shit on my heavy bag. Brah! Brah! How are you gonna do me like that? And then he flew away. Damn. It really is like that, though, isn't it? Yeah, you can make requests, and then they create an episode from your request using AI. It's pretty funny, dude. I spent like way too much time watching it. I haven't. Now that I've seen a few of my requests, I'm kind of over it. It says it's not going to start for 35 minutes, which means probably like way longer than that. So, yeah, we're probably going to miss it. I'll probably end up watching it off stream. We'll see. Dude, those Glorb songs are so funny, man. I'm a trendsetter, band getter, pants sagging thug. Oh, pants sagging gang member. I'm a trendsetter, go getter, band getter, pants sagging gang member. Dude, that song is so hard. Yeah, standard rows for sure. Let's spy on Gene politics a little bit, dude. I'm still giving this guy the eye. I'm still trying to figure out what this guy's grift is all about.
Says, right? There's three things you got to look at other than the Christian text. You have to look at what the ancient Jews at the time of Christ said, or before. Then you have to look at the ancient rabbinics who were after Christ, but were still, 1,700 years ago. Then you have to look at the modern rabbinics, because we're already, even the way you phrase a question, we're kind of assuming they've had the same opinions, but they haven't. So Tovia Singer says Isaiah 53 is about the whole of Canaan, because I don't want to say that word on here. It's about all of Canaan. It's about all of the Hebrew people, right? That's what they say about Isaiah 53. It's not about the Messiah. But if you go to their greatest scholar and greatest ancient commentator and theologian, Rashi, says Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah. So Tovia Singer is not consistent with what ancient rabbinic Judaism did. So I'm not even talking about the Yehudim at the time of Christ. I'm saying afterward. They already rejected Christianity. It's the start of rabbinism. They all said Isaiah 53 is about the Messiah. So you gotta learn what they said before you just believe whatever Tovia.
He knows his stuff. You know we live in that life. I saw some dude who just called off an engagement with a girl I almost got with on Jeem's Instagram. Really? Dang, small world. Thought it was kind of cucky. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, because it was your ex. You know we live in that life. I'm a trendsetter, band getter, pants sagging gang member. It be like that. It be like that. Oh man, I wanted to bust out some of my DVDs before I have to start packing this stuff up. Thinking about watching the Holy Grail again. Maybe I'll do some sort of a light Tabata workout tonight. I was saying, even on my rest days, I want to do something. Just a little... Those little Tabata workouts are kind of a good way to just get a quick little workout in. Maybe even something easy. I mean, I'm moving relatively soon. But not necessarily that soon. Or maybe earlier. Maybe I'm moving tomorrow, dude. It's a mystery! Yeah, sometimes I'll, like, wait till the end of the day. It depends, like, if I have to go somewhere or something. Damn, why you give me a hard time, Skater Die? Like, I've been saying that I'm moving. But yeah, people don't know exactly when, but yeah, I'm starting to think about shit, dude. You don't know how I'm doing it. Maybe, I mean, I got kind of a lot of stuff to move, so I think everybody's getting the idea that I'm probably going to be gone at this summer at some point, so... I mean, at the end of the day, all these fucking weirdos watch me here, so all the weirdos are probably gonna figure it out pretty quick, dude. It's not like I'm gonna be like super duper sneaky, you know? But I'm not telling people when I'm going, so it's whatever. Like I said, it's an awkward amount of time left. Like, it's gonna be kind of weird. These times until I leave are gonna be kind of weird. I did not watch the fights. I went to church. Damn, you got a wife in bed upstairs. Damn, you're better than everybody here, dude. Dude, you're better than everybody here, man, because you got a wife upstairs. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Whose chat did you see them in? I'm looking forward to the Islam Poirier fight. That's gonna be dope. I think Islam's gonna win though. But if Poirier wins, you know, what's one of those fights where I'm rooting for Poirier? Derek Lewis got KO'd. Dang. Really? Threw his shorts and cup into this. Derek Lewis did? No. Are you serious? Oh, okay, Derek Lewis got a KO. That makes more sense. It's like, wait a second. What? So Derek Lewis got a KO. I mean, he could get in trouble for that. But that's what I'm saying, dude. People have been gassing him up like he's so funny. I mean, he's kind of funny, but I don't know. We talked about that. It's a little bit awkward. He always tries to do some funny crap, and that sounds like he's taking it too far. Bro, the whole, like, I got a wife because I'm better than you, and watch how people end up, dude. People are gonna be getting smug married. It's like, hey, I got a wife. Yeah, they're gonna get divorced, bro. It's not gonna work out. Finding somebody that you want to spend your life with is not about like, oh, I'm better than you, and I got a wife because I'm better than you, and that's not how it works. God decides you got to meet the right person. So, yeah, wife's upstairs in bed. Dude, you're like Ty. Yeah, so I got that Ferrari. So that's my Ferrari over there. Yeah, I got a Ferrari. Yeah, wife's upstairs in bed. So why would you rather be watching me than in bed with your wife, dude? Like that already doesn't sound very good. Well, that's what it is, dude. It's like, at least I have hair and a career. Everybody's got hair. Everybody's got a career. Everybody's got a wife. I'm unique, man. And it remains to be seen if I'll ever get my credit. Will I ever, you know, get my credit? Will I ever get recognized as being a rapping, drumming philosopher? Will I ever get interviewed on the Breakfast Club? Or will I ever get to make this into my career? Find out next time on Sketty Ball Z, dude. I might not. I really might not, dude. And maybe when I move, I'll find, you know, a little bit of a gig, a little just way to blend in and do something that I can stand. But I don't know, man. I'm to a point where I'm okay with who I am. I'm confident in who I am. And this Kodiak arc has really been something, man. I sure think it'd be pretty cool to talk to somebody from my past. I'm feeling like there should be one person from my past who I have a good discussion with, and they kind of get on board with my story. Because people have been coming at me like normies, dude. I literally just mind my own business, do my thing. Couple of people got in their feelings about my rap song. It had nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with Michael. He's all upset. He's like, you never were from the trap, dude. You never lived in the trap, dude, you piece of shit. That's what he said. He said, you never lived in the trap, you keyboard warrior, piece of shit. I think this town's a trap. If anything, it was a play on words, dude. Because, yeah, this town isn't like the I'm from the mud kind of a trap. But I think this town's a trap for me. And, you know, I think this town's kind of a trap for other people, too. I really don't. I don't have a rich family. I have an upper middle class boomer family. But, you know, it's good living. It is good living. My parents have done pretty well, man. The dice have been rolled and the chips fell where they fell, bro. The shit that people are all hung up on is like, that already happened, dog. It already happened. A lot of it already happened a long time ago. Life has happened, and I'm looking for somebody from this town who I can just have a couple of laughs with, and who is not gonna try to like hold this shit over my head, dude. Oh, well, I'm a defeatist? How? How am I a defeatist? I'm just sitting here saying everything's fine. I'm just sitting here saying everything's fine, dude. I am moving. But no, dude, I think maybe it could. I saw this guy at church that I know, and I don't think it was like a big deal. I'm trying to hit this guy up on Facebook, and like, is anybody easygoing anymore, dude? It's like, hey man, I'll bet you heard some shit about what I got going on, huh? Yeah, dude, just want you to know, like, got into some Facebook drama that was, like, kind of stupid, and I got this shit going on, and somebody's like, oh, no, absolutely, man, and glad we talked about it, dude, and yeah, it's fucked up, man, you know, we used to have good times back in the day. Hope everything works out for you, and sorry it's been like this, man. No, absolutely. Thanks for hearing me out. God bless. It's cool that you're going to mass, bro. It's a good look. You don't think that's possible, huh? You don't think there's one person who's easygoing like that, who's mature like that, who's an adult like that, who's reasonable like that? Woo! Smoking outside of a bar in the 90s, baby. Never again. Never again. It'll never happen. No, it's not, guys. It's not harder to talk to people now. Damn, boat guy, you just got shut down by whoever the hell this guy is. Show some respect when you talk to boat guy, dude. I don't know about that guy, Fox. I think maybe this guy from church. We got something in common. We both go to mass. Looks to me like he's not taking the Eucharist, but I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But I don't know, dude. I don't think you got it all figured out like you think. I already had it. That's the thing, dude. I already talked to somebody from the past and told them what's going on. And it was all good. Shit, maybe I should have tried to hang out with that guy or something, but I'm at the end of it, dude. It's like, this is a small town. This is a small town, brah. LMAO, dude. I'm freaking laughing my ass off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's going through confirmation, or maybe his like grandma's dragging him along, or maybe he's just there for me, which would be like stupid. Let's blow this popsicle stand and start risen. Exactly, dude. Dude, I go outside and talk to new people every night. Well, I hope you do it for you, dude. And not so you can, like, come into my chat and be smug about it. It can be hard to meet men. I'm gonna meet a nice man, everybody. Jared Taylor, wow. Well, you just said old people, so it looks like that's not filtered. Okay, let me give you an example of how I think things should have went down, bro. I think when I was on Facebook, people should have been messaging me. Like, nobody messaged me on Facebook, dude. People were, like, not talking to me. I reached out to this one guy, and we had a little back and forth, and he was cool about it. But I feel like people should have been like, yo, Jake, you're back in town. Like, dude, what's going on with all these clips, bro? Like, what is all this shit? You know what I'm saying? That's basically, in my mind, how it should have gone down. And then when I give them an explanation, they're like, oh, damn, man. Well, yeah, I feel you, and bro, it's all good, and I got your back, dude. Because why not? Why not? Why not reach out to me? What's the harm? No, Wrinkles. Don't eat a box. Wrinkles is eating a box. Come on, Rinky Jinky. Come on. Stop. Stop eating that box. Oh, I'm gonna put this shit. Oh, you know what? I forgot to drink lots of water when I had my meal. Hello? Stoic, what did you get your mom for Mother's Day? Is Mother's Day today? I thought it was on Sunday. Isn't it tomorrow Mother's Day? 7/17 hype. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I will send my mother a text that says Happy Mother's Day. Wrinkles box maxing. Because they probably don't care and they have their own lives to worry about. That is such a canned normie response, dude. Everybody cares. Literally everybody here cares. So you can't tell me that people don't care. They care in the means that they're deciding to be mad. Like, how dare you make a diss song about Kodiak? Oh no, they care. I see him in the neighborhood watch group, virtue signaling. It's already been confirmed that they care. It's not up for debate. It's already been confirmed that they care. But they could have cared in a different way. They could have cared, like, as an old friend. Bro, these people were, like, my fucking homies. I was, like, popular, dude. I was at, like, all the parties, brah. I stayed the night at these people's houses, dude. These people stayed the night at my house. We know each other, bro. What are you looking at, Farty? Nothing? Fresh nothing. Cool. Oh. It's intimidating to a lot of people to be friends with Stoic because he's such a good drum player. Do you ever think to yourself, what the heck am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I think I'm taking the path less traveled. I think I might fucking make it, dude. Doesn't that sound like a headline? Alaskan rapper, multi-talented drummer, philosopher. Like, doesn't that just sound like... I think I might just make it. But what does make it mean, you know? I might make it, like, you know, make a couple of friends, get married, live a quiet life. That could be making it. Or I could be on the Breakfast Club talking to Charlemagne the God about, like, my album that dropped on a freaking record label. I spent some time with my mom today. Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy who I am, guys, you know? I'm just trying to enjoy my things. I love music, dude. Somebody in my chat yesterday was like, I thought you said you were, like, leaving music behind. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Bro, I figured out the Tony Williams ride since I got here. I figured out, like, the Tony Williams ride symbol, dude. Anybody here who's a drummer, man? Dude, I would love it if somebody in my chat wanted to learn how to play drums, dude. I'd probably be down to give somebody like $20 drum lessons, bro. Like really, really, really cheap if anybody wanted to play drums. It'd be dope if you already played a little bit. I'd give freaking DBDR drum lessons, dude. Get DBDR in my chat. I freaking give him some drum lessons. Freaking practice padded. Dude, that workout that I do, I know you've seen it. Like that same... It's called the Tommy Igoe Hands for Life exercise. I mean, it's pretty hard, but you could slow it down until it's doable. And don't worry about doing the entire thing, but, you know, it's like, okay, it starts off with singles, and, you know, 8 in each hand, and then 7 in each hand. Just, like, slowly break down every part of that exercise, of that routine, and then get to where you can play the whole thing, and then get to where you can speed it up a little bit. But that would take a long time if you're a beginner. It would take a long time, but by the time you finish that, you would learn, like, all of the rudiments. So that's one of my advice, is learn that shit as soon as possible, dude. That thing, like, surprised me. Carl Schmidt. It's not ringing any bells, dude. Tell me something about Carl Schmidt. Too old, baby. What, too old to play the drums? You gonna drop an LP? I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna just try to stay right with God, keep self-improving. I'm about to drop a lot of drum covers, dude. I'm about to drop a lot of drum covers, and I'll slowly be up in the difficulty. At some point I want to do Schism by Tool. I got that one pretty close to down. I want to do the Accolade by Symphony X. I want to do some sort of a Porcupine Tree song. But I'm probably going to do like a bunch of easier emo songs first. Dinosaur Jr. The Hyperpop. Dang, I don't really know what that is. I know Dream Pop. Dream Pop is like shoegaze. I think people said that's what they used to call shoegaze before they called it shoegaze. Hyperpop. It's already dead. It's over. Schmidt, in perhaps his best-known formulation, bases his conceptual realm of state sovereignty and autonomy upon the distinction between friend and enemy. That's very relevant. Because I'm saying that, well, it would be neighbor and enemy. People talk with the Bible about, love your enemy and love your neighbor as yourself. But the Bible makes a distinguishment between enemy and neighbor. The fact that the Bible addresses an enemy, it exists. The Bible distinguishes between enemy and neighbor. So that's relevant. So even if the Bible says to love your enemy, it does admit that you have enemies. So there's something there. Dang, hyperpop. I don't even know what that is. When we're doing like genre gatekeeping, trying to be like, actually, those aren't real post-hardcore bands. Same thing goes for pop punk. When you say pop punk, people think like Blink-182, Sum 41, Green Day. Those are all relatively newer pop punk bands. It actually goes back to the earlier 90s. But some people are saying that like Ramones was the first pop punk band. Like, Ramones had hits on the radio. Sex Pistols would be like a pure punk band, arguably. But Ramones was maybe like the first pop punk band. Jawbreaker, like old Jawbreaker was pop punk. And then like Meloncolin, Lagwagon. I think those guys were around in the earlier 90s. I like hardcore. I can't really think of like that many punk bands that I'm super into, but man, hardcore is where it's at. And then post-hardcore. And I think the main distinguishment, like the original hardcore had the like Black Flag. And then eventually they had the kind of breakdowns. But the post-hardcore was like slower. So when you have these 90s bands, some of them like really like noisy and alternative, but the drumming was like the halftime beat. Beats like that, kind of. The Germs were the first hardcore band. Interesting. So yeah, man, the whole emo gatekeeping is really... It goes deep, dude. Because I remember what I heard is like, oh, you know, these bands aren't emo. They're actually post-hardcore. And it's like, well, post-hardcore was also already around. It's like, oh, Taking Back Sunday's not emo. They're post-hardcore. Well, post-hardcore is actually like Drives Like Jehu. Drives Like Jehu was maybe the first post-hardcore band, I guess. But people were salty about the emo sound kind of getting popular and co-opted. They should call it like second wave mall emo or something. Or I guess Sunny Day Real Estate is post emo. People are trying to say like Husker Du and Fugazi, like maybe that was like the original emo. And then Sunny Day Real Estate was post emo. The Promise Ring. Appleseed Cast's first album, that gets recognized as like post emo. And then Screamo, man, people really gatekeep that one. Try to tell these people, oh, dude, I love Screamo, like Under Oath, dude. Screamo bands, like Census Fail, like people are not cool with that. Footy. The Pixies, dude, I still to this day have not got deep into them. I just know, where is my mind? Head in the air, your feet on the ground. I still need to try to get into the Pixies. The Skids, Blood and Soil. No, I haven't. There's so many bands from this kind of music, dude. Like, there's just so many bands. I was into metal first. I went down the big metal rabbit hole late in high school. And that has a lot of genres, too. You know, death metal, blackened death metal, Viking metal. And then there's, like, grindcore, which really comes from hardcore. Crust punk, grindcore. And then there's like the really weird stuff like gore grind and porno grind. That music is like really stupid, dude. I don't... Yeah. Viking metal. But yeah, now it's kind of like... Because punk and metal were like warring factions. Metal kids would get in fights with the punks. I think traditionally, the punks are supposed to be tougher, dude. At least that's how they made it look in SLC Punk. In the movie SLC Punk, that's what they're trying to say. I can see it in hardcore, though. Man, some of these New York hardcore shows... The mosh pit is just like a giant fight. Everybody's like hardcore dancing and just like throwing knockout blows, and people are getting hit on accident, and then fights are starting, and... which is, you know, not really... I always found that stressful, dude. I went to a lot of metal shows on the East Coast, and I wasn't really a big fan of the mosh pit, especially when people were hardcore dancing, dude. To like deathcore, people would do that for deathcore bands, and every local band, you know, just have some canned breakdown, and when you hear it starting, it's like, oh no, We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. Drummer's like on the cymbals. It's like, go, go, go. We're not going to make it in time. Jin, 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 jin. You see these like 300-pound guys with shaved heads and football jerseys start like swinging like apes. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. Get me out of here. Yeah, see, metal is supposed to be a mosh pit. But that's the thing, dude, is deathcore is up in the mix. And that was actually a slam riff. What I just did was like a slam riff. There's a difference between a slam and a breakdown. Yeah, metalheads are supposed to be nerds, but see, hardcore and metal has fused. And then, like, everything is metalcore, dude. I've been watching these gatekeepers who are, like, really into, like, accurately labeling things. Actually, like, everything is metalcore. Like, Under Oath is metalcore. Periphery is metalcore. Like, everything's just metalcore. And it's like, really, dude? I think gent is a genre. Periphery came out with an album like gent isn't a genre. It's like, no, I think it is. Periphery does not sound like Trivium. Periphery doesn't sound like Killswitch Engage. And Under Oath doesn't sound like Killswitch Engage. Under Oath, Trivium, and Periphery do not sound the same in Ocean's 8 Alaska. And everybody's like, oh, dude, this is all just metalcore, bro. But then there's, like, true metalcore bands. They try to say Dillinger Escape Plan is metalcore. Converge. Converge is like an OG metalcore band. And they were called Jesuit before they were called Converge. I'm pretty sure. Or, like, that was, like, some of the members in their earlier band. Bane's cool. I just recently discovered Bane. Hardcore is just Christian gospel. It can be. Strong Arm, baby. Tooth and Nail Records. But yeah, if you're watching a metalcore band, there's going to be some hardcore kids there because it's metal core. I always pictured metalcore was like Trivium, Killswitch Engage, and I hear this calling. What's that band called? All That Remains. They don't want to call Under Oath post-hardcore because it's not true enough. But it's got to be like second wave post-hardcore or third wave post-hardcore. Metalcore equals skinny jeans. And then I call Asking Alexandria and The Devil Wears Prada mallcore. But people will call that metalcore. It's like, nah, dude, there's this, like, emo kid metalcore. But it's almost like deathcore. Deathcore, metalcore, mallcore. We gotta sort this out, dude. Okay, Wings, I want to watch your video at some point. Yo, we finna see that SpongeBob topic. Hold up. Let me see where we're at in the queue. 19 minutes. We'll see. Yeah, I really liked Bane, though. I really liked their first couple of albums. One by one, the sons of northern darkness. Yeah, I feel like metal's kind of nerdy. I was thinking about making a video just talking about my whole drumming history, kind of. And you know, it's whatever that I got into metal. It's whatever that I became like a blast beat extreme metal drummer. I mean, I've spent a lot of time kind of undoing it, you know? It took a long time to develop my blast beats and double bass. And I'm to a point now where, my hands just are not as fast. My double bass is not the same. It's what it is, Good for them. I respect it, but that's not for me at this point. That's not for me. Thing about drumming is that like every style of music kind of just blends together. Like, playing reggae will make you a better punk drummer. Hardcore, like jazz, hardcore, reggae, hip hop, funk, it all kind of just blends together. And like, yeah, it's different, but it makes sense to like play all these different styles. The one style that is just out in the freaking ether, its completely own thing, is like death metal and black metal, extreme blast beat, double bass kind of drumming. That will not make you a better reggae drummer. It will not make you like a better... It's different. It's completely different, dude. When I moved to Vegas, I took my double bass pedal off of my drum set for like 9 months. And just played like a bunch of Foo Fighters covers and Sunny Day Real Estate. And I had to kind of learn how to groove, dude. I mean, I could groove, but I had to like really learn how to groove. And I just changed. I completely changed my style, dude. Yeah, subcultures died. It's all just Hollywood rap. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Hey! Man, right now it's all about failure and Swerve Driver, dude. I don't really know how to label failure. Failure has just like a really unique sound. And so does Swerve Driver. Girls, get along. But yeah, there's a failure documentary. I'm going to have to check that out. A lot of people speak very highly of them. A lot of people speak very highly of Swerve Driver, too. Those are really like the gem bands that I've discovered. Girls, come on. Kitties. This weather's so weird, dude. It was all gray and rainy at the beginning of the day. Now it's almost 8 p.m. and it's sunny outside. I'm gonna watch it, Wings. I might watch it after this stream, dude. My computer's running all slow now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up soon here, guys. Damn. Let's do it on my phone. What a crazy time it's been here in Alaska, bro. I guess what it comes down to is I just didn't have anywhere else to go. It has just really been a trip. Watching how people made this all about them, dude. Everybody wants it to be about them. And I came here with a completely clean slate. Nothing to do with anybody else. This is just my hometown. This is just a place for me to go. And man, oh man, was it a trip. Watching everybody try to make it about them. I tell you what, man. There's no reason for me to do IRL here, bro. IRL hiking, like, yeah, it's just not happening, dude. Oh, yeah, if you talk slow, I'll speed it up. That's one of the beauties of YouTube. Gonna eat some more fruit. Let's go. Hardcore punk is kind of dead now. Yeah, bro. Like, it basically... Gent was more of like a metal... Or Gent was like more of a hardcore thing than metal, I'd say. But it's like the technicality of technical metal combined with hardcore breakdowns. That guy Wings in chat, he has a video. It's about like oofy doofies and black pill and all that kind of stuff. Apparently it mentions me. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, part of what my channel is about, guys, is just trying to navigate through this weird place in history that we're in. And, dude, the black pill is relevant to culture. I don't think people should ever identify as an incel, but just red pill, black pill, that shit is all relevant, bro. And we're living in the beginning of it where people kind of treat you like if you admit this stuff exists, then that's what you are. Like if you admit that it's like hard to get married or make friends or whatever, I mean, the way that people are handling this stuff is toxic, bro. Like if a guy is struggling to make friends or meet a woman, if you talk about it, you get kind of tarred and feathered and labeled an incel. But then it's relevant to these music things, you know? It's like you could have been a hardcore kid, go to hardcore shows, meet a hardcore chick. Punk kid, punk shows, punk chick. Goth kid, goth shows, goth chick. There was kind of lanes. There was cliques. There was like cliques, different crowds. The cheerleaders, the jocks, the nerds, the goths. But now it's kind of just like you're either a normie or you're a incel. Now it's the monoculture, dude, and I think it's basically the omega point of over socialization. That's the video that I need to make, dude. Over socialization. That's what Ted Kaczynski talked about. And it's real. And he made predictions about it. He predicted that it would be the left. It would be like leftists who were kind of like dominating the over socialized norm. Or it would make the pop culture more leftist. Yeah. Yeah, well, the internet is atomizing, but this whole kind of Reddit thing, Reddit is what really like ties all these normie cultures together, you know? Whatever unique sub you're a part of, you can get canceled, you can get downvoted, you can get banned by mods. Everybody's kind of in agreement about like, I don't know, if you're say something politically incorrect, call somebody gay or something. And then, you know, 4chan is like this horrible place. It's like not good that I like admit that I go to 4chan poll, dude. That's really kind of like a risky thing to do, but it's like the only uncensored place on the internet. I feel like if you're a smart guy, you're at least aware of that place, bro. Because discussion is like allowed there. But it's also a cesspit of psyops and grooming, and it is a terrible place. But yeah, we've passed the peak, guys. 90s might have been the peak, and then 2000s is like a slow down decline. People started to feel it by 2007. But I graduated high school in 2009. I started to vaguely be able to articulate what was happening in like 2016, which is how you got sucked in to the MAGA movement. But now, if you got the noggin to like wade through all this shit, well, now you're kind of like where I'm at now, bro, where it's like, wow, this country is fucked up, and the far right is basically like a designer honeypot, and the far left is like some designer brainwashing. It's just a bunch of traps, dude. Like, this culture is decaying. People are getting sucked into traps. And what I wish, like, people from Kodiak could realize is, like, dude, I don't care if you got sucked into the far left. And you shouldn't care that I got sucked into the far right. Even though I'm kind of, like, headed to this different place politically, it's just like, dude, everybody got sucked into radical politics. But I think the left doesn't realize it. Because the left is, like, being normal. I'm not a radical leftist, dude. You're just toxic for trans shaming. It's like, no, you are a radical leftist. Like, but it's just being a normie, basically. It's like, I won't hate you for having these, like, Black Lives Matter opinions if you can get over the fact that I got sucked into, like, the Trump shit. But it's destroyed friendships, dude. it's destroyed friendships, it's destroyed reputations, like it's a fucking war zone, and then people act like it's not. It's like, dude, you just got, there's consequences for what you said, and it's like, bro, you are cancel culture. You are the radical left. You are the alt left. And things were better, bro. And in the times when things were better, I was popular. I was fucking popular when things were better, dude. And I eventually became this guy who speaks my mind on how screwed up everything is. And, you know, like, gigantic military people follow me and my mom to her car after church now. So this country is, like, spiraling around the toilet bowl, dude. I don't think I've banned anybody this stream, dude. And I don't know who your account is. I don't pay attention to anything that happens on IP2, dude. I do not pay attention to anything that happens on IP2. I have no idea. Oh, something's proof that God doesn't exist? What are you talking about, dude? Yeah, it's good for getting info on breaking events. Dude, politics doesn't matter, bro. I made a video analyzing the Hegelian dialectic in politics, and I have seen that the people in this town who are involved in this, like, gang stalking shit, they're right-wingers. They're all right-wingers, dude. They're, like, NRA, VFW, veterans, military, old boomer, retired military, Trump voters, gun owners, NRA, Neighborhood Watch, Freemasons. Freemasons are actually conservative. Freemasons are like Protestant conservatives. Dude, they're all fucking Zog, boomer, right-wingers, and they're literally fascists. Like, the alt-right has been trained to roll their eyes when people call right-wingers fascists, but they are, dude. They support this fucking, whatever this, like, government gang stalking shit is. They support it, dude. Now, the left kind of does also, but I don't know, man. These protests going on, I don't necessarily agree with them, but I'm leaning left on it, dude. I'm leaning left about the whole Israel-Palestine thing, dude. And the right calls it Hamas. It's Palestine, dude. And Hamas is mixed in there. I don't know, man. Some people say Mossad created Hamas so that they can freaking just, like, destroy Palestine, man. So we're living in a weird time where I just feel like God is showing me, it's like, wow, bro. The driving force behind my harassment campaign is boomer, right-wing conservatives. And these college kids protesting, I agree with them. So I'm being shown this weird thing where it's like, wow, bro. All these people harassing me got Trump stickers. But, yeah, I mean, you vote conservative because you're a Christian. But so many of these boomers, dude, they have all the conservative values, like, other than being a Christian. Or being a Christian is at the bottom of it. Like, they want their guns. They support Israel. They support the troops. They support the boys in blue. And yeah, you know, I'm a Christian. Like, all of the other conservative talking points, they love their guns. You're never gonna take my guns. Israel's our greatest ally. Support the troops. Support the boys in blue. And yeah, you know, I eat a big chicken wing and wave an American flag while I go to church. And I go to some, like, goofy Pentecostal church. That is so much of the Republican Party, dude. And they're, like, the worst fucking people ever. They're the worst fucking people ever, dude. Skidding out their big lifted boomer truck with their, like, gun rack because I have a YouTube channel. They're the worst fucking people ever, bro. And I'm not saying that the left isn't annoying, but 2016 through like, you know, up until 2020, that was God showing me how insufferable the left is. It was like a movie of, wow, leftists are insufferable. But now I'm seeing the same thing for conservatives. Now I'm seeing how insufferable conservatives are, dude. So I basically just think there's a lot of insufferable people in this country whose values are completely out of whack. And I'm struggling making friends, dude. I'm struggling meeting my people. Freemasonry is small hat. Well, kind of. It's complicated. I think it's basically been taken over by that eventually. Protestantism is small hat, and Freemasonry is Protestant. Anglo is small hat. British Empire, Freemasonry, Protestantism. And small hats. Those things all go together. Vatican II was the cucking. That's like not something I should say as a Catholic, but speaking the language that we all know, yes, Vatican II was basically a cucking of the Catholic Church. By Protestants and small hats and the establishment. Skull and Bones, dude. Skull and Bones. In Skull and Bones, literally looks like it could be like Illuminati. They give these little winks that they are tied to the Bavarian Illuminati. And it's evangelical. Like Protestants, evangelical, you know, like George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., no wrinkles. No, stop. I mean, I'm pretty sure George Bush was evangelical, right? Come on, wrinkles, stop. Mithraism. Well, there's a book that they use. I can't remember. There's this novel. I'll have to like look this up again, maybe post something about it. There's an old novel that was used for something in the Bavarian Illuminati, and it's also used by the Skull and Bones. So that's kind of their little like wink that they have some sort of a tie to the Bavarian Illuminati. I did some deep dives, man. I did some deep dives on the Bavarian Illuminati. They really did have ties to Rothschild. They really were tied to the Rothschild. They were subversive. They were notorious for being experts in subversion. So, and they had high-level ties to Freemasonry. And yeah, they were supposedly stomped out right around the time of the French Revolution. But people said that they were involved in the French Revolution. People said that they were subverting Freemasonic lodges. What people don't understand is that, yes, Adam Weishaupt was a Jesuit, but he was a rebel against the Jesuits. He did not like the Jesuits. Jesuits and the Illuminati were not the same thing, dude. Now, when you're saying that maybe the Illuminati subverted the Jesuits, now we're talking, bro. Dude, Illuminati might have subverted everything. They might have subverted the Freemasons and the Jesuits after the French Revolution. And so high-level Freemasonry, like Jesuits, Skull and Bones, the Establishment. It literally could be the Illuminati, dude. And they're atheists. They're scientific atheists who want to spread atheism. So, and some people try to say also like Zabati, what's like the something Jewish stuff. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head. They might have had some ties as well. Even fascist icons are stolen from Mithraism. Same with a lot of Christian aesthetics. Mithraism was the cult faith of the officers among the Roman legions. Fascists borrowed heavily from that lore. Yeah, that makes sense. There's all kinds of conspiracies about Hitler. How deep have you guys got into, like, you know, Hitler and what was that group called? I brain fart in so much random stuff, dude. Stuff that I usually remember what it's called, but I randomly forget what stuff is called. Yeah, I've heard that one before, but I'm talking about that group. It was like some sort of an occult group. Thule? Is it the Thule Society? Is that what it was called? Freemasonry began. It's all through iconography. The Masonic Temple is Solomon's Temple. Hitler was against Freemasonry. Yeah, the Thulean Society, the Thule Society. I've heard people try to break it down that, like, the Thule Society was controlled by Freemasonry. But that's a difficult rabbit hole to get to the bottom of. There's not a lot of clarity there, bro. There's reasons to believe that Hitler was tied to the establishment somehow, but he might have went rogue. I had a big thread about this on 4chan. So they were saying Hitler was like a Zelensky. He was kind of like what Zelensky does in Ukraine, where you're in a controlled war conflict, where Hitler is funded by the establishment as outlined in Anthony C. Sutton's book, Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler. So he's an establishment puppet funded who is meant to feed Germans into a manufactured conflict. But at some point he said, fuck this, Leroy Jenkins. And that's when he made the pact with Stalin. And then the world powers were like, wait a minute. And then everybody dogpiled Hitler. If you watch the way the war played out, it's like, yeah, Hitler's a puppet. He's funded. He's in a manufactured conflict where people are just basically meant to die in this war. But then Hitler goes rogue and makes a pact with the communists. And then the Allies, you know, Churchill is like, holy shit. And then everybody dogpiles Germany. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying I know for a fact that's what it is, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that narrative? Because as soon as he made the pact with Stalin, he got dogpiled, bro. I think the plan, or the theory is that the plan was for the communists and the Nazis, the fascists and the fascists and the communists to play these different roles in the war, but they're supposed to fight each other. They were supposed to fight each other And then America and Britain take out whoever's losing. But when they had the pact, it's like, wait a second. This is a problem. This is a problem for the Rothschilds and the Anglo-American establishment and Wall Street. You guys are supposed to kill each other. This is not how this is supposed to happen. Old strat, same thing with IDF funding Hamas. That's what's happening. I mean, that's the theory that made sense to me, guys. So, yeah. Himmler was very interested in the occult, spent resources on funding old artifacts. Yep. And then there's like crazy stuff like Operation High Jump, trying to say that the Nazis have a secret base in Antarctica. And when you see flying saucers, that's Nazi technology. Like, the aliens are Nazis. That's one of the conspiracy theories. Like, when you see the freaking aliens, it's like, yeah, dude, that's a Nazi from Antarctica in a flying saucer. And they allied with the Nordic, Hyperborean, weird, like, alien Nordic god things. And they make flying saucers. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. Nazis wanted the Freemasons' documents. They had extensive records that were useful. Yep. Fascists and communists were tools of bankers to dissemble European aristocracies and monarchies. Yep. That's poison the well stuff. Okay, yeah. So I think that's what communism was. I think communism was a tool of the bankers to dissemble European aristocracies and monarchies. Fascism might have been a legit resistance against communism that was co-opted by the establishment. Well, if nothing else, fascism at least has a better cover story. I mean, if you read about, like, Codrianu and the Iron Guard, it seems like it was kind of a legit... But, yeah, it could be some Hegelian dialectic. It could have just been designed like that from the ground up. So... Fabian Society, knowing about the Fabian Society, their beliefs, H.G. Wells. That's highly relevant, dude. The Open Conspiracy by H.G. Wells. That's pretty much the blueprint for the New World Order. And he said that, like, Christianity's got to go. Well, I think they're demons, dude. I've heard people say that, like, it's demons in some sort of a biosuit. Like, demons are etheric, but when you see a gray or whatever, it's like a demon in a biosuit. And they have technology. European monarchies expelled little hats and communists so many times from Europe without ever causing continental collapse. Fascism is as subversive as Marxism. But when you read Mein Kampf, which you should never admit to doing, probably, for normies. First of all, when you read that book, be quiet about it. But second of all, I mean, Hitler spoke against the establishment, bro. And then there's the fact that the Weimar Republic was tanked. The Weimar Republic was crashing. The economy was completely devastated. And Hitler fixed it. Hitler fixed the economy. He turned it around. He flipped a complete 360. Who's the good guys in that narrative? Who's the good guys in the narrative? I mean, I guess, like, monarchism. The aristocracies, the monarchism. Because, yeah, it was an attack. So it was like a secret society attack on the monarchs. And then right along with that narrative is like, yeah, like democracy is a sham, basically. Republics, democracies. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. I'm still trying to hash it out. I'm trying to figure out what happened, dude. World War II was off the chain, and it's very hard to cement exactly the specific players and how that all played out. But this is the brave new world. Post-World War II United States is the brave new world. And then you had the free love movement, pacifying the hippies who were against Vietnam. Rock and roll was basically manufactured to pacify hippies, but at the same time, I don't know, man, it got everybody on drugs, having sex. It seemed like it played out as like an attack on Christianity and Christian values. The good guys always win. We're in some serious peril, bro, right now. Weimar wasn't a monarchist invention. It was a free market political solution. Audiobooks is on a shit. So, do you think Hitler ever went rogue, or is it just all by the books? Everything was just by the books. I think by the books, but I think that argument still remains because they wanted the Nazis and the communists to kill each other. So the pact was maybe never part of the plan. The pact between the Nazis and the communists, like maybe Hitler didn't know he was a plant. And there's some narratives about that, how like Hitler had a handler. He had some sort of like a mind control handler. Oh, the winner will always declare themselves the good guys. Okay, now I get what you're saying. The good guys always win. Ha ha ha. That can hit you like a different way. Now I get it. So now, World War II was like the wrecking ball. And yes, part of what that wrecking ball was meant to destroy was the aristocracies, the monarchies. And it also killed a lot of people and paved the way for the New World Order. The Brave New World. The open conspiracy of H.G. Wells. This is it, bro. New World Order, post-World War II, United States, EU, Vatican II. Here's the thing about Vatican councils, like Council of Chalcedon, Council of Trent, Council of Nicaea. Why does the church have councils? When there's something very important, there's a very pressing issue. There's a pressing issue that the Catholic Church needs to deal with. What was the pressing issue in Vatican II? Modernism, for lack of a better term. Modernism. It's like, wow, a lot of people want to have sex and use birth control. Now, honestly, they never changed their view on birth control. If you look at the Catholic theology, they're still anti-birth control. But we got all these modern people. We need to figure out how we're going to deal with this. Well, how you deal with it is you say, no, this is not how Catholics live. But, you know, I'm not a sedevacantist. Not necessarily everything about Vatican II was bad, but it's sus. Audiobooks, I feel like you're holding back some big opinions. Something tells me maybe you're not a Christian at all. Maybe you think that the Catholic Church was always evil. Like, let's hear it, dude. What's your narrative of history? If you rest too much and eat too much without work, level it out with exercise. Yeah, Weimar Berlin had current postmodern sexual deviancy. It existed, but the wrecking ball that like paved the way to universalize it. So, yeah, it existed. I mean, Hollywood, though. Hollywood. Movies. And yeah, I guess that it already existed. Disney already existed, but full speed ahead after World War II. Boomer economy. Television. Hollywood, rock and roll, full speed ahead towards the brave new world. I'm atheist. I don't really believe in anything. Could see good arguments for master morality instead of slave one. Damn. Do you like Nietzsche? Do you agree with Nietzsche on a bunch of stuff? Nietzsche blames everything on Christians, like they're halting progress. He thought Christianity would have died if it wasn't for Martin Luther and the Protestant Reformation. He thinks that the corrupt papacy, like the Medici family, they were in the process of basically like destroying Christianity. And that Martin Luther saved it. Do you have some sort of a complex explanation for Christianity? Do you think that like the Roman Empire like combined Mithraism with Neoplatonism and concocted some sort of a new religion? I've heard people say that before. I've heard people say that it's like, oh, you know, they combined Mithraism with a little bit of Neoplatonism and they concocted a new religion. The noble lie. Damn. My thing is that I think Christian morals are superior to pagan morals. I don't think there's anything like equivalent to the Bible in terms of like what's the Bible for pagans? They have like the Poetic Edda. They got the Poetic Edda for Norse paganism. There's debate. See, there's a guy out there who tries to say that the Old Testament stole from Plato. But it's likely the other way around, that Plato was versed in the Old Testament. But yeah, I'm aware of these things. I was into the occult for years before I became a Christian. People blame Christianity for the fall of Rome. Well, I've heard some intriguing reasons to believe, like, you know, there's people who historians who also suggest that's not exactly what happened. It wasn't literally pagan Germanic tribes that waged war against Rome. I think that the Christianized Roman Empire was probably like a very high way of life. You know, they talk about how there was already impressive technology and things that were lost for the time when the Roman Empire fell. Well, you add the Christian values on top of that, and now things are much more peaceful, you know? And now you're less likely to be subjugated and humiliated by, like, Roman soldiers. And I think it created a better way of life in the Roman Empire. And I think this process of the Roman Empire crumbling was already happening. Talmud's different, though. The Talmud's different. Yeah, to me, it seems like Kabbalah. Most people would say Kabbalah is based off of Neoplatonism. I think it looks like the Tetraces of Pythagoras. Pythagoras had a triangle with the monad, the dyad, the triad, and then the quadrad. And it's a triangle of 10, and he called it the tetrax. That seems like maybe that's where the tree of life in the Kabbalah comes from. Nobody taught me that. I came to that conclusion on my own from studying Pythagoreanism. I think maybe the Jews studied with Pythagoras. There's people out there who say that maybe Pythagoras was crucified. I think there's people out there who think that Jesus is based off of Pythagoras. That's me putting pieces together when I was talking to some dudes who were in something that they called the Pythagorean Illuminati. That's me, like, doing my own research. And so I think that Christian morals, like, feel real, though. I've logically analyzed Christian morals, and I think it's real. And I think that the miracles of Christ, I don't know how they could have faked that. There does seem to be historical evidence of Christ and the apostles. Now, if maybe they infused it somehow early, if there's early Roman infiltration into the theology, like there really was Christ, and he really performed miracles and really had a following, but then the Roman Empire got their hands on it and did something to it. But I don't know about lying about Christ from the ground up. Roman Mithraism was generated via legionnaires, sailors, and equestrian commanders who met with the Mithric Parthians, the rulers of Iran. Well before Islamic invasion. I mean, when was Islam? How old is Islam? Oh, 1.4 thousand years. Yeah, so we're to 2024. Yeah, so, oh yeah, shit, I guess, man, Islam's older than I remembered it being. So yeah, Islam was around. Yeah, obviously Christianity's older than Islam. 600, so like 600 AD, 700 AD. Okay. I'm kind of keen on believing that morals are subjective. What is that good for, boat guy? Then why does anything matter, dude? Let's do some fucking heroin and have a never-ending crank session and just... Bro. Man, Christianity, like... And I'm trying to hold people consistent to it. That's why I want to have good theology. And I don't mean to like bully people or be mean, but churches are filled with people who aren't, they're not about it. They don't get it. They're not serious about it. And I don't say that to bully them, but I say that because I try to deal with these people who think that Christianity is a slave religion or a noble lie. And I'm trying. The way I am, bro, I feel like if Christianity is a noble lie, I'm going to figure it out. The sermon in church today, the Bible passage in church was, and go spread the word of the gospel that whoever believes in it and is baptized will be saved. That right there tells me, okay, well, the whole thing about if you miss Mass, then you're not in a state of grace, and you die, then you're going to hell. I can see how the Catholic Church kind of like held hell over people's heads. And Dante's Inferno might have been a propaganda piece about hell. But yeah, I'm just not there yet, bro. I'm not there yet. Bingo. Wait, what did you say bingo to? When I'm talking about the Pythagoras stuff? They said that Pythagoras was the son of Apollo. And they said that Pythagoras was betrayed. Yeah, and then they say Paul was the subverter. And yes, so much of the Gospels is Paul. But I feel like the Gospel specifically, I just don't feel like that could be forged. I feel like that's Christ. Man, this is heavy shit. I'm suspicious about hell. I'm suspicious about the hell doctrine. I've said on stream that I feel like it's very similar to Hinduism. Maybe there's reincarnation. Like maybe there's reincarnation and then you ascend to nirvana. Like you either ascend to nirvana, the kingdom of heaven, or you're reincarnated. And that's pretty hard to reconcile with theology, but still searching, man. I found the people that said that Jesus went to India. Aleister Crowley said that, so that's kind of not a very great narrative, but I'm almost starting to lean more towards like a light kind of perennialism where I do see similarities between Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Taoism, Neoplatonism, Platonism. I think that Pythagoras studied in Alexandria, so Pythagoras is kind of like an offshoot of Alexandrian wisdom. What I was starting to say is that what Christianity did was try to scare the masses into initiation through the fear of hellfire. So when people are like, oh, Christian morality is cucking you and making you a slave, it's like, no, I think they're taking the wisdom of the yogi Whereas like in India, it's like, you know, ascending to nirvana is an accomplishment. And being reincarnated is like, okay, you're a regular pleb if you get reincarnated, but if you ascend through the way of the yogi, then that's the bonus. Whereas Christianity is like, you have to ascend or you go to hell. But the ways of Christ, see, here's what it comes down to. If you think that Christianity is a slave morality, do you also think that Hinduism is a slave morality? Jainism, Hinduism, Buddhism, because the teachings are similar. Then you would also maybe have to say that Hinduism and Buddhism are a noble lie. And that's what the Pythagorean Illuminati said. I read The God Game. I read these teachings of the Pythagorean Illuminati. And they also said that Hinduism is like a noble lie and like a slave morality. But look at the West. See, that's what I'm saying. Western civilization is the result of putting hellfire under people's asses and saying, you have to ascend to nirvana. You have to live with this kind of... You have to live on this path. They scared them down the path of enlightenment with the threat of hellfire. But really, Western civilization is the result of the Protestant work ethic and the Protestant Reformation, and you don't have to take this path of church and just have the general Christian morality, but focus more on innovation and work with the Protestant work ethic. And then Nietzsche said that the Renaissance was the elite trying to slowly lead people back towards a more Roman pagan way. He thought that they were trying to secretly do away with Christianity from the top down. But Martin Luther saw it and saved Christianity, which is a threat to progress. Mormonism is kind of like veiled Freemasonry. Very similar. Yeah, what do you think about Mormons? Yeah, I think it's like Freemasonry. In a religion. I just heard somebody the other day in a Freemason thread. It's like, yeah, I was trying to join the Mormons so I could get some connections and get a good job, but it didn't work. So I don't know, I guess I'm going to join the Freemasons. Anabaptist specifically. Yeah, I'm getting to a weird place, Jeem. It's just all about hell for me. But that's a big deal. Hell is a big deal. I saw you explained that in the Orthodox explanation, you know, hell is like being uncomfortable in the presence of God because you don't like God, but man, I'm heading into a strange direction. And then there's the arguments that, you know, Jesus was referring to John the Baptist as Elijah, right? Jesus said something along the lines of, he talked about the prophecy of Elijah returning and said something about John the Baptist, like being Elijah. somehow. Well, I might just have wishful thinking. Trying to fit reincarnation in somewhere. Yeah, I know reincarnation is kind of a no-go. Definitely a no-go. But then nirvana of Hinduism and the kingdom of heaven. Why do I feel like these things are so similar? And why do I feel like the yogic path to obtain nirvana is similar to the path that Jesus laid out? Where Protestantism, salvation by faith, would be something entirely different. It's the gift of salvation through faith. But Jesus outlined a path of fasting, prayer, humble meekness. Jesus went into great detail about a path that is different Yeah, so you're saying Gehenna and Hell are different. One is Sheol, one is Gehenna. Is that what regular Orthodox teaches, though? If I walk into the Orthodox seminary here, is that what they're going to teach me? Or is that a little bit off the beaten path there? Fasting is Indo-European tradition. I think that's where Muslims got it from. Well, what I'm getting at is, like, there's wisdom in a lot of religions. I'm intrigued by the idea that polytheistic gods are fallen angels. Fallen angels who may be taught wisdom in some regards, but then asked for worship in return. And then, then there's the origins of pagan idolatry from George Stanley Faber, which is a very interesting theory. And I think that there's merit to it. Like they're all based off of Noah and his family. I really see that with like the Ogdode, the Rishi, 7 Rishis, the Ogdode. I mean, it does seem to check out, but yeah, he loves that one. And then he doesn't, Enoch. A lot of people are like, Enoch's not canon. And that's still where I would lie. But the Nephilim were a thing. That's in Genesis. Genesis does reference the Nephilim. And then it's like, man, if Enoch was canon, it would be elaborating on the Nephilim. And that would be very convenient if it was. But it's just like, I think people who talk about it, like it's so interesting, they want it to be canon because it sure would be interesting to get all this extra information about the fallen angels. And I've heard that it's Azazel. They say that Azazel is in Enoch. Well, I know that occultists are big into Azazel. Occultists, maybe like Satanists. There's people that are big into Azazel in occult circles. Which could just be LARPing. Azazel is said to be in Leviticus. Oh, okay. What I was thinking today, because yeah, what we went over in church today is go spread the word of the gospel, and whoever believes and is baptized will be saved. So then I start thinking, well, how long did it take for the early church to form and create the system of, taking the Eucharist, going to Mass? The picture painted in my head in these early days of the apostles, it's like, hey, friends, here's the good word of Christ and the Gospels. And then they leave. And then these people just get baptized and believe, and then they're saved. That starts to sound like evangelism, baptism, but not the modern Baptist church, not these modern evangelical churches, just the idea that salvation would come from faith and being baptized. But it still remains that Jesus taught a way of life. Jesus taught a way of life. And then that way of life that Jesus taught leads you to the kingdom of heaven. There's the resurrection of the dead in the Old Testament, and that it's also in the New Testament. But he did say the kingdom of heaven is within. Now, what does that mean? I think I have more questions than answers, but I'm going to be dragging people all over the place if I try to act like I'm some sort of a teacher, but we got a very interesting group of characters in the chat right now. Whatever the truth is, I want to find it. I would say that I'm a Catholic because there's a system of accountability. Very, very simple. Protestants don't have a system of accountability. You confess to your friends, confess to God in your room. Catholicism has a system of accountability. And I think that makes me a better Christian. And I take it very seriously. I almost wish that I didn't sometimes. I wish that I could just not go to Mass and not feel guilty about it. But I do. I do feel guilty. I hold myself to that system of accountability. Do you think Christianity originally had a traditional spirit or a Promethean one? Scientism. I don't know exactly what to say about that. They all agreed that the Roman persecution period, people were given less requirements since they couldn't form a church. Aha. That's an interesting answer. So things changed as the church unfolded. And it's the one true church, the unfolding from the apostles. They have the authority. So now the church has the divine authority from the first pope, they have now decided that it's harder to be saved. I have mixed feelings about that. I respect it, but I have mixed feelings about that. People ask these questions. It's like, okay, so what if I forgot, or what if I didn't go to church for a week and then I got hit by a car? I lean towards, if you're a good person, you're probably going to get saved. I feel like the church has kind of held hell over people's heads. Maybe for, good intentions. But it's all about hell for me. What exactly causes you to go to hell? What is hell? Now, why did people believe in reincarnation? I mean, then let's just approach it like that. Why reincarnation? Where are they getting this from? Why did Hindus believe in reincarnation? Where did this come from? I tell people to go to be Catholic or Orthodox. Maybe it's not some theologically stringent position or it's a little bit lazy, but I just say, hey, if you're Orthodox or Catholic, I respect it. That's close enough. I basically recommend against the Reformed Church. I mean, I might be out here trying to die on the molehill, die on the anthill of traditional Catholicism, and somebody's like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to be an atheist. Because I don't like that. It's like, well, then be Orthodox. And then I say, look, man, if you want to be Protestant, then just be Protestant. It's like there's a chain of better. It's better. When somebody was an atheist their entire life, and then I see them get saved, and it's by some kind of cheesy, like, evangelical church, it's like, you know what, dude? I'm glad they found Christ. I'm glad that they found God. I have reasons that I have my faith. Maybe good reasons. I think I saw 2 guys that were Orthodox at Mass today. Is it AI SpongeBob time? We might have to pause and watch AI SpongeBob. Oh my gosh, it's starting in 53 seconds. Alright, I'm going to put it on my phone. I'll just have it ready to go. Here we go. It's not yet. It is not yet, but the time is nigh. Alright, we'll have that ready to go. AI Joe Rogan was pretty funny. There's no floaty place. Yeah. See, I don't know about that. Okay, so then back to, do you think Christianity... So when you're talking about scientism, I don't really know exactly what you mean there. But when you start to go down the rabbit hole of science and Hinduism, like Hindus talk about their huge stack of everything they got, the Upanishads, the Vedas, and then how science, like how they had this early knowledge of science. And musically, they were actually rhythmically advanced. That's where polyrhythms came from. Indians have their takadimi to takadimi to takadimi to takadimi. Like, they were rhythmically advanced. Medicinally, they had a lot. They have a decent argument for that. They received this wisdom somehow. And that's what I'm saying. Fallen angels. Yeah, maybe you should visit them. India's a shithole. I get it. But at the same time, I don't know if that's enough. They still might have some of this leg up on science. Sentinel... Oh, I should visit the Orthodox, you mean? Yeah, these guys that I saw today... There was something about him, dude. Everything they did was in sync. So let me ask you this, Jeem. When you say the Lord's Prayer, do you go like this? Like, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. All the Catholics are going like this, and they were going like this. And one of the guys didn't lean on the kneeler thing. When we were kneeling, he didn't pull down the kneeler pad, and he kneeled on the floor. But the guy he was with did, so maybe that doesn't matter. But they had these kind of thing. They had these mannerisms. I feel like they were Orthodox. Wait, what was my topic called again? Alright, my topic's coming up soon, but I'll know. Oh, I think I'm getting lost in the sauce here, dude. We're having a lot of different discussions at once. I cannot believe we don't live in hell, if anything, unless there is karmic debt to Christianity. It doesn't make sense. Well, dude, that's where I want to say some stuff that just really is just pretty off the beaten path. And like, this basically is hell, and heaven is ascension, and somehow reincarnation in nirvana is the same as heaven and hell. But that's just, it's nutty. That's nutty territory. And it kind of comes from this, like, man, hell doesn't sit right with me, but I can get on board with hell. How about that? A Catholic who's on board with hell. Like, I actually like the idea of purgatory. Audio's talking about Sentinel Island. Oh, okay. Archaic Stone Age island owned by India where they haven't discovered fire yet. Oh, wow. Interesting. I like purgatory because there's, like, hope. There's an escape. Eternal punishment. That's, man, that's rough. There's better, you will know them by their fruits. Wolves in sheep's clothing, man. They're out there. Yeah, from a perennial perspective. Yeah. I'm trying to hold the line. But yeah, I'm heading in a weird direction, but it's a direction of love. You see, it's a direction of, like, Christ said to love your enemies, love your neighbors. Blessed are the meek, blessed are the peacekeepers, blessed are the poor of spirit. And it's just like, Hindus are all right, Buddhists are all right, Confucians are all right. I think maybe they're a little confused, but peace and love to everybody. Like, I'm just gonna love everybody. And it's not, it's like, oh, so it's like you're better than me because, like, you don't have any money. And no, but it's very difficult to be wrapped up in the world and be headed in this particular kind of direction. So when you make the argument about India being undeveloped, well, maybe people who aren't of the world would be a little less undeveloped. See, the Western world, you can make the argument that the Western world is like God showing you that he's smiling on the Western world. But then I come up with this idea that, the church tried to, like, scare people on a spiritual path. And then Protestantism added the Protestant work ethic. And then that resulted in the West. Islam, just curious whether you studied it or not. It's very different than Hindu mystic path. Yeah. So, well, when I was in the occult, some people told me that Islam is like a creation. And I've heard this again. I've heard people suggest that, like, so there's Sufis, like Sufi warriors. Some people say Catholics created Islam. But that's kind of from, like, the whole, like, Catholics rule the world. I've heard people say that, like, Jews created Islam. I've heard a lot of different ideas that Islam is some sort of a creation. And I could kind of see sometimes, now, why the hell would Jews create Islam? And I started reading the Quran once. I didn't get very far. I know this and that, but I've not made it very deep into studying Islam. I know that when you're, a monotheist, or I know that denying the Trinity is Islam. So there's a little bit of common ground there with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Overpopulated, but burning bodies in a river is weird when you drink it. Hot mess. It's not even worth going into discussion about. Derivative of a derivative of a derivative. Yeah, kind of. I think this might be it. Oh, Stoic wins. This is it. Alright, this is my AI SpongeBob episode.
Patrick, have you seen Plankton lately?
No, what?
He's been acting really strange. Keeps bragging about becoming a Sliggle Snorf Crackle Bop Skippity Dip Dop Slop Kringledorf He Ho Major Jr. I have no idea, but it's all he talks about.
Sounds like someone needs to get laid.
Patrick?
What? It's true. Maybe if he got some action, he wouldn't be so obsessed with being a Slickle Snove Crinkle Bop Skippity Dip Dop Slop Kringledorf Heel Major Jr.
That's not very nice. Patrick!
Hey, losers! Have you heard the news? I am officially a Slickless Snove Crinkle Bop Skippity Dip Dop Slop Kringledorf Heel Major Jr. Good. That's right. Bow down to me, for I am now in an elite group of beings that possess such a prestigious title.
Wow, Plankton, we're all so impressed by your made-up nonsense words.
They are not nonsense words. They hold great power and meaning in my world. Sure they do. With this new title comes great responsibility and respect from all who know me, and soon enough, everyone will know me as the almighty Slickless Snove Crankle Bop Skippity Dip Dop Slop Kringledorf Ho Major Jr.
I think he's lost it.
Definitely. What was that, you two?
Oh, nothing, just admiring your greatness.
That's more like it. Now, if you excuse me, I have some important Slickless North Crankle Bop Skippity Dip Dop Slop Kringledorf Ho Major Jr. business to attend to. Yeah, you do whatever the hell that means. You're just jealous of my success. Sure we are.
There we go. Okay. And now I gotta read the chat. I gotta see what the chat thinks of my episode. Let's go. Okay. I think that went well. I like how that AI handled my idea. Anyway. Sufism was heavily influenced by Mithraism, same as Order of Assassins. Yep. I remember learning about the Assassins. They would like get high. They would put like a bunch of hashish in their mouth or something. Get drugged up. And, you know, that's the origin of the assassin, the killer. They were different than the assassins we know today, like a contract killer. But assassins, Hashishins, they would load up on, I think maybe it was like cannabis, and then get high so they could kill somebody. I'm gonna go get some water. I think it's about time to eat some more fruit. Hey, I'll tell you what, like, if it seems juvenile to giggle at AI SpongeBob, it is an opportunity to observe how AI works. So, it does give me an opportunity to observe AI. At least there's that. If there's any way to save... That was great. That was a great episode, dude. I gotta see what people in the Discord said, dude. That episode was genius. That was my best one yet. I realize it's funny when you just type in some random crap like that. Schlinkle, schnorf, glinkle, bop. And then if he says junior at the end of a sentence, it can, like, make the AI malfunction. And it's pretty funny, too. I am amused. Crinkle, bop, schlinkle, schnorf, junior. Okay. Glorpsky Glorp, did I ruin our discussion, guys? Did I ruin our discussion, or... I don't know how much more there is to discuss, I guess. It's been an epic stream. Yeah, good talks, bro. Good chats. Some good food for thought. Yeah, Islam, Trinitarian, teachings of Muhammad. Definitely seems like a false prophet. He had a vision in a cave. I gotta, like, invent a new meal right now, dude. Man, I got raisins, dates, prunes. Man, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? Maybe just, like, I guess a bunch of raisins, dates, and prunes. Just do dates and prunes. We'll save the raisins. First thing I gotta do, get a bunch of water down. Well, guys, in conclusion, to kind of wrap it up, because I'm getting the idea it's about time to sail off into the sunset for the night. I'm just still trying to figure things out, man. I don't want to make people think like I'm on the verge of throwing my entire faith out the window, but clearly I'm headed in this kind of like mystical, ascetic direction. Somewhat of a perennialist direction where Christ is on top. It does bring up questions about the inerrancy of Scripture. And Protestants, it's ultimately a Protestant view, you know, like this idea that the Bible is perfect. Oh, the girls need some food. Kitties need some food. And when you start trying to say that Paul is some sort of a subverter, that's extreme. That's very extreme. But I don't just like run away from these thoughts, you know. I'm challenging them without really an agenda. You know, I'm not some like soldier of the Catholic Church. I'm someone willing to hear out people's views and consider things. And the idea that the Bible has been tampered with, or there's agendas in certain theologies, and the kind of transcendental truth, I don't know if that's like a deep thing to say or not, but the truth that I feel like I'm seeing is the path laid out by Christ. That is like, you know, some of these yogis and Confucianists, maybe even some Neoplatonists and Platonists, Pythagoreans, they have tapped into a little bit of this spiritual truth, of this way, of this path. But Christ taught it authoritatively as God. And it is the path of not being of the world. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are the peacekeepers. Peaceful, humble, loving, love your neighbor, be good to people. Like, it's why I don't like dark triad. It's why I don't like narcissists. It's why I don't like people who are cruel to people. And maybe that sounds boring to certain people, but I think it's deeper than people are willing to understand. And it's in line with what I've experienced in life. I don't like narcissists. I don't like people all wrapped up in material things. And I see a wisdom in someone who their ability to feel happy or to get along or whatnot isn't wrapped up in material success. They're growing spiritually outside of material things. And this is the kind of stuff that SI was trying to destroy. This is the stuff that Nietzsche was trying to destroy. It's lunacy. It's mind-numbing. It's a cancer. It's a plague. It makes you sit in the full lotus position and rot your brain. And there's at least, fasting is biblical. Fasting was taught by Christ. So I will leave you with that. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and leave this VOD up. This was really quite a discussion, guys. Thank you for that. And I'm going to try to relax. Interesting experience at church today. I don't know if those military guys were there for me, but you know how it is. I always assume they are. It's like, oh, wow, the biggest military guy that I've ever seen in my life, walking right behind me and my mom, parked right next to me and my mom. Sometimes it is exactly what it looks like, so it doesn't matter. Life goes on. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.